KVGC News Time, now 7 minutes after the hour. Topping the news today, dense fog advisory will be in effect until 10 o'clock this morning. Now look for visibility up to a quarter of a mile or less. This is affecting the Sacramento Valley, northern San Joaquin Valley, and lower foothill regions. Hazardous driving conditions will exist due to the low visibility, so please be alert for sudden changes in visibility. Allow extra time during your morning commute. If you're out driving, drive slow. Use your headlights and leave plenty of distance ahead of you.
Well, on Friday, Calaveras County Public Health confirmed 54 additional cases of COVID-19 in the county. Now, to date, Calaveras Public Health reports a total of 642 confirmed cases of COVID-19. Now, of those, 536 have since recovered. 84 cases remain active. There's been a total of 22 confirmed deaths related to COVID-19 in Calaveras County. Now, the county is currently entering its second week of the 3-week regional stay-at-home order, which should end Christmas weekend. The 11-county region will then be assessed on a weekly basis. Now, the order will be lifted when the projected ICU capacity meets or exceeds 15%. During the holidays, Calaveras Public Health urges the public to remain cautious. The safest way to gather during the holidays: spend time with people in the same household and gather virtually with family and friends who are not from the household. Traveling to see friends and family during the holidays could increase your risk of infection and further the spread of COVID-19 in your community.
Well, the Calaveras Unified School District will transition back to distance learning today. Calaveras Unified Superintendent Mark Campbell made that announcement Friday in consultation with Calaveras County Public Health and the Calaveras County Office of Education. Now, all school districts in Calaveras County, including Calaveras Unified, will shift to 100% distance learning this week, December 14th through the 18th. Now, Amador County also is shifting today back to distance learning. We'll be talking with Amador County School Superintendent Amy Slavinsky coming up at about 7:40 this morning. Now, Campbell said there will also not be any small student cohorts served on campus this week, such as special education and those without internet. He went on to say that a student's teacher and/or site administrator would address these site-specific issues with those it impacts. As before, when the district was in full distance learning in August to October, there are plans to provide meals to all students. Any questions or issues specific to a class or school should be directed to the student's teacher and/or site administrator. Campbell says Calaveras Unified School District expects to resume the 50% blended program model when they return from winter break on January 4th. If anything changes, parents will be notified.
Well, as of Saturday morning, the state reporting the San Joaquin Valley region, which includes Calaveras County, has an ICU capacity at only 1.5%. This represents a severe impact to the healthcare system locally and within our region. It also means staff beds are limited for those who need care at local hospitals, and individuals requiring a higher level of care, whether for COVID or other health issues like heart attack, stroke, and accidents, are not as likely to be able to transfer to a facility outside the county because beds are full elsewhere as well. Now, if staff beds become extremely scarce or unavailable, individuals may not receive the same level of care they would otherwise, and it may increase the risk of additional deaths. Please take any and all actions to slow the spread of the virus and the impact on the healthcare system. Wear a face covering, keep 6 feet distance, wash your hands, stay in your bubble, stay home if you're sick.
As of this morning, the greater Sacramento region, which includes Amador County, is at 15.1% ICU availability, 15.1%. Well, the Plymouth City Council held its organizational meeting for the coming year, swearing in newly elected officials and choosing a mayor for the next year. The meeting saw the swearing in of 3 members of the council for new terms, with Keith White re-elected to a second term, and new council members Doug Sims and Marianne Ackerland taking their seats for the first time. City Treasurer Joyce Sowinski was also sworn in. Outgoing council member Leonard Burns and John Colburn were honored for their service, with Colburn having spent 16 years on the city council. With the new city council members sworn in and seated, the council then voted on who will serve as mayor for the next year. White was elected as mayor for a second year. Peter Amoruso was re-elected as vice mayor. The council went on to appoint McLean Sonnenberg as city clerk.
Well, the Amador Water Agency kicked off their final meeting of the year with a swearing-in ceremony and then by electing new leadership. Directors Randy Livingston, Gary Thomas, and Wrench Farrington sworn into office. The 3 incumbent director seats not contested in the November general election. The board then elected Director Susan Peters as board president and Director Gary Thomas as board vice president. Under business matters, the agency received their annual report from an independent financial auditor who commended AWA staff for improving financial management systems year over year, noting the agency received an unmodified or clean opinion. Accounting areas identified for improvement in prior audits have been resolved or in the process. Now, the board also heard the first reading of an update to the AWA Water Code, which establishes the agency's policies and responsibilities. They approved an updated employee handbook and also recognized retiring employees Chris Thompson and George Barnes.
A Stockton man was recently arrested in Amador County on several felony charges. According to the Amador Sheriff's Office, a deputy on patrol noticed a Toyota driving on Ridge Road with expired registration. After completing a traffic stop, the driver was identified as Robert Campos Jr. of Stockton, who had previously been convicted of a felony. During a search, a loaded pistol was found concealed in the man's waistband. Additionally, a sheriff's canine arrived on scene to assist. The dog alerted deputies to a lockbox located in the vehicle that contained several grams of heroin, packaging material, and a digital scale. Campos was ultimately arrested and booked into the Amador County Jail for several felony charges.
And the Ione Community Blood Drive will be held today from 1:30 to 5:30 at Evelyn Bishop Hall in Ione. Donors are required to wear a mask or face covering. Now, Vitalant is testing the donations for COVID-19 antibodies. So, if you had COVID, you'll now know about it. Please bring a photo ID, eat well and drink plenty of water. For more information, visit Vitalant.org.
And that's a look at local news on a Gold Country Monday morning from the KVGC News Center.
I'm JD.
And I'm Jim Geedy reporting. Remember, for the latest news, traffic, and weather 24 hours a day, to visit our website. That's kvgcradio.com.